Lego Movie 2, the second part. This is a sequel to the pretty popular original movie, which I really liked and thought was really fun. This movie is directed by this guy, Mike Mitchell, who directed Trolls, as well as Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo back in the day. This movie is written by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who wrote the initial Lego movie, so at least we're getting the same writing team on this. Now, they directed the first movie, but they only wrote this one, so they are taking a little bit of a step back in this. As far as our cast, we have the return of a lot of favorites. So we have Chris Pratt as Emmett, we have Elizabeth Banks as Lucy, we have Will Arnett as Batman, we have a new cast member, Tiffany Haddish, as this girl, Watevra Wanobi, and she is like the queen of the sisters' whole toy kingdom there. And they were all okay, they were all fine in this. Let's go on to my positives. I like the creativity of this world and the exploration of this Lego sort of situation and their whole lifestyle. And when we switch from the Lego world to this Mad Max kind of world, that was kind of interesting. I think there were a lot of jokes for adults in this, so I appreciated that. So like there's some references to Die Hard and Bruce Willis. There's this whole Mad Max world. So I thought I had fun with that. But I think if you're a kid, if you're like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, these are going to go way over your head. Do you think kids have seen Die Hard or have seen Mad Max? First of all, Mad Max was an R-rated movie, so the kids shouldn't have seen it. So yeah, I think a lot of kids aren't going to get all these references, right? But at least as an adult, you can enjoy it. Now, this is a creative, fun world, and I love Lego. Whenever I go to the toy store, I always like to check out what Lego sets they have. I don't really buy them, but I love looking at them because I'm like, ooh, this looks really cool. A replica of the Batcave in Lego form. Sweet. So I have a good time with it. Like, the inner kid in me loves the Lego world and loves seeing this kind of movie. And there were some funny moments in here, so I did enjoy various parts of that. Now, on to some of my negatives is that I feel like this movie is a little bit of a cash grab, and they are a little bit phoning it in. For example, Christopher Miller and Phil Lord, they directed the first one, and they are only writing this one. Will Ferrell, in the live action parts of the first movie, he was there and he was on screen. And in this movie, he is literally phoning it in because he is actually not on screen. He is just heard and he is in other parts of the house just yelling. So it's kind of a lazy way to sort of still fit Will Ferrell into this movie. I thought the overarching storyline and plot were not as engaging to me or as interesting. I didn't care as much about this whole brother-sister relationship and their whole sort of fight that they were having. I thought there was too many songs in this movie. There was way too much singing, way too much songs. Everything is Awesome was the big song in the first movie, and that song is back, and they probably sing it 4 different times in 4 different variations of that exact same song. It was just a little bit too much. Don't get me wrong, some of the songs I enjoyed and they had some of their funny moments, but it was a little bit too much. I also felt that the big negative is that just the novelty and uniqueness of it is sort of losing its appeal in this one and is not as interesting or new and fresh as it was in the first one. So I did not enjoy this one as much as if I enjoyed that first movie. And the first movie was so good and so fun, I think it was going to be really hard for them to meet or surpass those expectations, and I think they kind of failed to do so. Now, mind you, saying all that, I still had some enjoyment of this movie, and I still thought it was pretty good. I think I would wait for it to come on video, but I still want to give this a good score because I still kind of did like it. So I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10.